3 months ago, Emily had no idea that AI would change her life forever. By the end of this story, you'll see exactly how a decade-old inheritance lie was finally exposed, and why justice doesn't always come from the people you trust most. 30. The setup. Emily Foster, 34, graphic designer in downtown Chicago, grew up in a tight-knit family, or so she thought. Her parents split when she was 12, and she lived mostly with her father, Thomas. Mom, Sandra, moved to Texas, remarried, and contact faded over the years. The family estate, the big Victorian house on Hawthorne Avenue, was the last thing tying them all together. Emily's grandmother, Evelyn, built that house. Everyone expected the inheritance would keep the family united. That's what Evelyn always said. "You children will share in this home someday."
But in December 2016, Evelyn passed away. The will was supposedly straightforward, at least. That's what Emily's Aunt Marion always insisted. It's just too complicated to split, so it should stay with those who care for it. Marion moved in. The rest of the family drifted apart, and Emily was told she'd get her share when the time was right. But a decade went by, 10 years, endless excuses, and no sign of her supposed inheritance. 50. The discovery. It started with a random late-night group chat. March 2026. Emily's cousin Sam sent a meme about digital lawyers and tagged, "Hey Em, ready to code your way into your share yet?" Was it a joke? Maybe. But Emily couldn't let it go. She had lingering doubts. Why were Marion and her mother so vague, even defensive, every time she asked about the house? That's when Emily's friend at work introduced her to Inherit Guard AI. It's an app everyone's talking about in 2026. Scan estate documents, analyze wills, and even match signatures with public records. It sounded too good to be true, but Emily was done waiting. So she called her mother in Texas, blunt as ever. "Do you have a scanned copy of Grandma Evelyn's will?" A long pause, too long. I think Marion kept all that. I haven't seen it since Mom's funeral." Right. 250. The first clues. Emily started digging. Old emails, group chats, Dropbox archives. She found a blurry PDF labeled Last Will EF 2016. The document seemed generic, but Inherit Guard flagged oddities. Suddenly, Emily remembered something. At Evelyn's funeral in 2016, her father whispered, "Don't let Marion push you around." At the time, it felt dramatic. Now, it felt like a warning. But what happened next changed everything. 350 complications. The more Emily pushed, the more her family pushed back. Marion claimed Emily was paranoid and threatened to cut her off completely if this continues. But Emily doubled down. Using Inherit Guard's new July 2026 update, she uploaded the blurry PDF, and AI pulled up Evelyn's 2010 will, signed, notarized, and public because of a minor property violation that made the county archives. The 2010 will left equal shares to all grandkids. No ambiguous language. No sole ownership promised to Marion. Emily's copy, the one she was emailed, it was missing 3 entire paragraphs. AI confirmed. Document tampering likely. That's where it gets interesting. 445 family backlash and digital clues. Emily confronted the family Zoom group, recording everything. Marion exploded. "You don't know what you're doing. That house has always been mine." But everyone went quiet when Emily dropped the AI verdict. "There are 2 versions of the will, Marion. I have the original county-filed copy. Why didn't we ever sign off on the new one?" By now, Emily was using her TikTok and Reddit connections to gather advice. People DM'd her stories of similar AI inheritance discoveries. Sam, the cousin who sent the meme, DM'd, "If you need a witness, I remember seeing Grandma sign her will at the lawyer's office in 10. But the real surprise is coming." 550. The climax. Within days, Emily filed for probate review. That's when the family's lawyer, Marion's friend Mr. Dorsey, caved. He admitted, under pressure from the AI-backed evidence and public records, that he'd been working off an updated will Marion provided in 2016. The document was never notarized, and 2 witness signatures were forged. The judge ruled immediately. The estate was to be split. Marion would have to buy out Emily, or sell the house. 10 years of secrets, undone by a $15 app and a persistent granddaughter. 650. The fallout. Emily got her share. Over $450,000 after legal wrangling. Marion, publicly embarrassed,
facing possible charges. The rest of the family is split. Some blame Emily, most quietly thank. She uses part of the money for a down payment near Lincoln Park and starts a Discord for others fighting inheritance fraud. If you're enjoying this, hit subscribe. We post stories like this every day, and you don't want to miss the next one. 740. What we learned. Emily never stopped asking questions. She didn't let family guilt trips stop her chase for the truth, and it paid off. In 2026, the right tech can expose even decade-old lies. Subscribe and hit the bell. We drop new karma and inheritance stories every single day. The next story, a runaway bride's wedding day revenge. If you liked this, watch our next video. When a best friend's betrayal blows up $1 million business deal, justice always finds a way.